Hi Jasper, this is your video feedback. I'm going to run through this pretty quickly. You've got a lot of options here on your navigation, a lot of pages. You may want to find a way to bring that down a little bit. You've got radio, TV, news, contact, and store. You can take this off, the Jasper off. You can in this case, you could put Jasper Media and then a drop down of TV, radio, and films if the drop down doesn't cover things up on your other pages. I'm not sure you need this. I think it's taking up very important space here. And this reel should be by itself somewhere in a grid rather than on top of your page here. You want to keep your page very simple without this kind of thing. So let's see, we've got this. This image probably needs to be optimized if you're going to use it because it's taking a bit to load, and I still had it. This one too. Okay, most people you learned will not actually spend a lot of time reading on a web page, so I would cut this down to probably one paragraph. I love this. I filmed to share history. That's a great concept. And let's see, these are going to your sites, so that's good. This contact goes to your contact page, and what's good about this is everything is above the scroll. They don't have to scroll down to find anything, and that's really important. You have this here, so you don't need to have it down here. You need to choose one or the other. Okay, and I think this should be this shouldn't be a whole page. It can be your YouTube, perhaps as a link instead. Okay, and if you want to use this, I would make it smaller, much smaller, perhaps as a link to your YouTube, if you're able to do that. Let's see. Yeah, I think all of this could be on the same page and should be. All right, maybe it's just a little bit smaller. I do like that this is all above the scroll, but again, it might be a drop down. That would work because you don't have a lot of content here to cover up. I would somehow tie together your brand as you're going here. You've got this kind of thing. I would try and find a way to use film with these colors and that style if you're going to do that. But again, I wouldn't have separate pages for everything. You want to minimize clicks for people. This could disappear. Okay, disable this because it doesn't have anything, and we don't put anything on that says upcoming news. Okay, so let's disable that page, and possibly disable this page because you don't yet have something. So that's what's really important about that. Otherwise, you've got a great start. Okay, just make sure your videos are lined up in a grid format, okay, instead of covering up images and having this floating on that. Sometimes these parallax scrolls are more trouble than they're worth. Sometimes they don't work out, covering up things like we don't get to see your face much there. And so that can be an issue. You've got these multiplied, so we try not to duplicate anything, icons and so forth. All right, so just a little cleanup, a little bit of condensing in places. All right, good job. Jeffrey, okay, I like what's above the scroll here. Okay, I'm going to go here. And I would reconsider this for two reasons. It might not be, and it's not necessarily essential. Okay, this looks great. Okay, probably only one of these are needed because they look quite the same. So either make them smaller and group them, but I think that we're getting the idea. Maybe Employee of the Month is fine. But I think it's taking up a lot of space for the design that you have there. Okay, good job. This is a picture of words, so it's not going to be really clear. Therefore, it should probably be much smaller. It could line up right next to these. It's probably a little smaller. Okay. And I think these should be reduced in size. Okay, taking up a lot of scrolling to read about you. And this doesn't seem to be working, so work on that. This looks good to me as far as the text and everything, and this is working for you. Define your digital brand. You might say defining your digital brand because we don't yet know exactly what you do. You're a media specialist, so that's cool. But let's, I don't know, maybe it's fine. Something to think about. Okay. We are scrolling quite a bit to get to this. You might be able to reduce this a little bit. Just a lot of space here before we get to what we need. It's not that I don't like it. I like white space personally, but sometimes we just have to bring things up a bit to get into what we tell them they're going to find there. All right? All right, good job. Can't wait to see where this goes. I love the color on this too. Nice work.